Hi everyone, it's Jeanette here from the Sewing Studio, and today we're going to be making this lovely zipped project bag. So let's get started. So what we're going to need is 35 2.5 inch squares, half a metre of lining fabric, a piece of fabric that's 2.5 by 14.5, a fat quarter, half a metre of wadding or fusible fleece, and a zip that's at least 16 inches long. Okay, to start with, we're going to lay out 35 2.5 inch squares, and we're going to do it in 5 rows with 7 squares in each row. We should now have a piece that measures 14.5 by 10.5. From our fat quarter, we want to cut a piece that measures 15 by 14 inches. And for our top section, we need a piece that measures 2.5 by at least 14.5 inches. Now attach your fusible fleece, or you could use leftover quilt wadding, to each of those outer pieces and quilt. I've used a straight stitch on the front, and on the back we're going to draw a line and we're going to use a straight stitch, but we're going to sew those in diagonal lines. Now once I've quilted all the pieces, I'm going to cut my lining to fit. So we're going to start by trimming the lining for the front 2 sections, which is the top section, which was 2.5 by 14.5, and the bottom section, which is 10.5 by 14.5. We're going to trim the lining and the back section after we've inserted the zip. So now you're going to lay the bottom front panel right side up and place your zip face down onto it. Now add the lining on top of the zip so that the right side is facing the zip and bottom panel. Secure with pins and sew together using your zipper foot. Repeat for the top strip and lining sections. Once your zip is in place, lay everything flat and give it a press. Then top stitch along the edges of the fabric near to the zip. This will ensure that the fabric stay in place and do not get caught in the zip as you open and close your bag. Lay the zip section with right sides up and place the back panel on top so that the right sides are together. Mark where you wish to leave a gap for turning. I usually leave about a hand's width on the top edge, as that's the least visible area. With a 1/4 inch seam, sew around the outer bag pieces between the marked points. This will be where you're leaving a gap in the lining for turning, so it's important at this stage that you don't include any of the lining pieces. Once that's done, sew all the way around the bag. But do not sew between the turning gap marks. Trim the corners of the bag to reduce bulk and trim away any excess zip if you haven't done that in the step earlier. Turn the bag through the gap in the lining and check all your seams are secure. Now finish by pressing the bag and sewing up the gap in the lining. I use an invisible slip stitch. So I hope you enjoyed that little project, and I hope you give it a go. If you do, please share your photos with us on Instagram and Facebook, or you can email them directly here. So I've got a nice quilted project bag. Oh, it feels lovely. Front and back, it's all lined. The seams are neat on the inside, and it's perfect now for me to put my new stitching project in. So it's a nice size, so it'll fit an A4. I've got my hoop, I've got my linen, and I've got my threads, so they can all go in there. So all I need to do is add a little pair of scissors, and then anytime I want to work on that, I can just pick up the bag and it's ready to go. So as I said, hope you enjoyed that, and I hope you'll join us again here next time in the Sewing Studio.